It's amazing to me, by the way, we're having this debate because Joe Biden was president for 4 years and ran the country off into the ditch.
It's unfortunate to politicize being at the scene of a tragic incident.
Zelensky continued to talk about the additional equipment and weapons and support. According to these officials, they said that President Biden finally just got frustrated and lost his temper.
Welcome back, everybody. As always, thanks for watching. I know you're all busy, and I have some great clips for you today. I think I might have actually fixed my mic audio finally, so make sure to let me know what you think about the quality in the comments. And with that being said, let's get started. The first clip I have for you today is based on yesterday's clip where I showed you the mayor of Boston, the police commissioner, and the DA bizarrely giving condolences to an unalived knife attacker, his family, and his friends.
Seriously? Seriously?
My condolences and all of our thoughts are with the family of the individual whose life has been lost.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of the individual who's been lost.
So our condolences go to the individual who was killed tonight.
Holy shit! I wonder if we can expect a mayor who defended her racially segregated, no whites allowed holiday party to admit she was wrong here and apologize.
No chance.
What do you say to those types of critiques, her critique and those online?
You know, it's unfortunate to politicize being at the scene of a tragic incident, and I express condolences along with our police commissioner and district attorney because every loss of life is a horrible tragedy.
Wrong answer.
Oh wow, she doubled down. That's so totally unexpected. Hey, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe her and Jasmine Crockett will be running mates. Next, Scott Jennings just has a way with words, as he perfectly sums up the absurdity of the media blaming Trump 6 months in for the current economic problem.
Democrats should be talking to the American voter about how Donald Trump has not delivered on these key issues, and instead we are heading towards a potential government shutdown that will only hurt the American people.
It's amazing to me, by the way, we're having this debate because Joe Biden was president for 4 years and ran the country off into the ditch, and that's why Kamala Harris lost the election. And now Donald Trump's been president for about 5 minutes, and Democrats are like, whoa, my gosh, why isn't somebody fixing all the problems we caused? I just don't think voters are that silly, really. I mean, I think they take a longer view of this. His report card will ultimately come in the midterms, which isn't until next year. Until then, he's got to get the Republicans in Congress to come along with him on this reconciliation plan, on extending and making permanent the tax cuts. And then the American people are going to give it a chance to work. But the guy took office in January, and he's trying to unravel a mess that was 4 years in the making. I think he's got a little more leash than maybe you're giving him credit for.
If CNN really is a government intelligence operation, they sure messed up allowing Scott Jennings to take his gloves off. The media continues to be ridiculous. They spent 4 years gaslighting the country, telling us the economy was just fine, and now they want you to believe 6 weeks into Trump's administration that it's all gone to hell thanks to him. Now moving on to what I think is the most interesting clip, because I don't remember much reporting at all about Biden's blow up with Zelensky over his lack of appreciation for American support.
Well, that's different.
Thank you so much, Molly. Let me go to Courtney. NBC News has new exclusive reporting about a phone call that happened between President Biden and the Ukrainian president back in June. What do we know about that conversation, Courtney?
Yeah, that's right, Kate. So in this conversation, President Biden called President Zelensky to tell him about a roughly $1 billion package of additional equipment and weapons for the Ukrainian military coming from the United States. During the course of the call, President Zelensky continued, according to a number of officials who we spoke with who are familiar with the call, President Zelensky continued to talk about the additional equipment and weapons and support that he and his military needed. According to these officials, they said that President Biden finally just got frustrated and lost his temper and told President Zelensky, look, you could be a little bit more grateful. The reason that this story is interesting to us and is something that we're reporting on and officials are speaking to us about is because it shows that all these months ago, President Biden already realized that there was going to be a point where the American people, members of Congress, where people would start potentially pushing back on all these billions and billions of dollars of aid and equipment that the U.S. has been providing to Ukraine. And he knew that the narrative out there needed to be that the Ukrainian people and President Zelensky were grateful for it if the support was going to continue at that same level, Kate.
Hey, finally something I can agree with Biden on. Of course, this was never a big story because these people are all hacks. But beyond that, I would say that there is a difference, and that would be that Donald Trump and Vance made their argument with Zelensky public. And actually, you could even blame Zelensky himself for making it public. Perhaps they're right, but I would suggest that maybe it needed to be public this time. It really does seem like they see the American taxpayer as an endless trough. I get that they're fighting for their country, but I'd argue that America's involvement is at least partly responsible for the situation we're in right now. And a little respect for the American taxpayer is in order, especially when you're demanding an endless trough. And I've compared it to a spoiled brat throwing a tantrum because mommy didn't buy him a toy. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments, and if you're still here, might as well hit that like button and subscribe. I do post on a regular basis, as I have for the last 7 or more years, so make sure to keep checking back for more. And if you just can't get enough Dronetek, make sure to give me a follow on X. You can find the link for that in the description and pinned comment.